Hello, everyone, and welcome to our track guide for this week. This week, we're at the Homestead-Miami Speedway, which comes in at 1.5 miles long and with a race distance of 133 laps or 200 miles in length. And as we start our first flying lap here, we're going to show the basic line. So kind of like Michigan the other week, we're going to run the second lane up. You see in the steering wheel, I'm not really sawing at the wheel much. I'm keeping it very smooth as we go through the corners. Heading into turns 3 and 4, same thing. Just a lane up from the bottom. There are some cases where we can run the bottom, although typically on our own, trying to get a fast time, we're not going to run the bottom like a traditional racing line. And as we head again here through turns 1 and 2, holding the higher line, which we're going to reserve mostly for race situations or a situation where we want to have a better run off the corner and keep our momentum up. And again, through turns 3 and 4, very smooth on the wheel, letting it kind of naturally arc out to the wall as usual. And coming to start finish, we're going to switch to an external view. We're going to show you what happens when you run the bottom line. So you will gain in corners entrance speed, you're going to lose it all on the corner exit speed. You see I really washed up the track there. So again, there are situations where this will be particularly useful, but if you're trying to get a clean lap on your own in a good time, you probably do not want to run the bottom line. And those are some laps around Homestead-Miami Speedway. And now we'll look at some quick tips. So here at Homestead, we have an access road for both pit out and pit in. And for our pit out, be very careful as it's quite easy to spin the tires. Perhaps add a touch of negative weight jacker if you are loose on pit out, and that will help you a little bit. In terms of the overall race, passing is definitely going to be at a premium. We're going to have to be searching for a lot of clean air, which we'll get to later. But there you can see an example of a pass on the bottom actually working. You can carry enough speed. Likewise, there's also going to be a big advantage for fresh tires over old tires. And in this case, it's about 8 lap fresher tires in the car in front and quite easily makes the pass. So here, particularly at Homestead, the aero push is going to be very dangerous if you're following too close. So we really want to prioritize our search for clean air in the corners. As we head here into turn 3 and 4, coming down the backstretch, this trailing car is going to take the low line. The car in front also takes the low line, and the car behind has to lift to make the corner. So of course, during a race, other drivers will also be searching for clean air. And this is a case of what happens when the trailing car guesses wrong where the car in front will be. They both run high. The trailing car is obviously going to get the worst of it with the dirty air. At this point, it almost becomes like a chess match at over 200 miles an hour, as you're trying to anticipate the moves of your competitors in front of you and adjusting your line accordingly to benefit from that. So the car on the bottom here gets a nice run in 3 and 4, coming back to start finish, and it's going to hold that inside line going to turns 1 and 2, and we'll be able to complete the pass successfully. At Homestead this week, we're using the Indycar layout, which requires you to use the pit lane access road for both green flag pit stops and yellow flag pit stops. So be very careful here as you don't want to slide up into the grass that may give you an unsafe pit entry penalty, and of course, coming under the speed limit to avoid the pit lane speeding penalty. For more information and resources about the IndyCar at Homestead this week, check below in the description for the link to the iRacing forum thread, as well as the IndyCar community Discord.